Hello, bonjour, comment ça va? And welcome back to VR Essentials, where we talk about the practical uses of VR. Woo! That's right, my name is LatsUSK. Now, I'm trying to get ready for another virtual reality event where we're going to be giving demos and all that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to think, how can I transform this experience in giving you more tips and make it a bit more beneficial for you? This video is partly sponsored. Ooh, my first sponsorship. Lo and behold, AMVR have sent me this. Now, I have many cases, and I bought different cases because, well, I want to know which one's the best one for different use. Make sure to watch until the end of this video because I'll give you my final thoughts on this case, the AMVR case. Alright, this is really exciting because we're at the Singapore Formula One night race pit building where all the Formula One happens. This is what usually happens.
And it's lights out, away we go. Verstappen gets an excellent start.
Yeah, now let me give you a little tour as we're going to go inside the Singapore Art Fair where we're doing the VR demos. Let's go. So what's important to me when I'm doing an event and I'm carrying around all the VR gear is a bag that really can take the shocks. That is priority number one. Number two, that will last long. I don't really care what it looks like. All I care is that it can scratch, it can bend, it can drop, and nothing happens inside. And I want all my stuff to be able to remain in the pockets. The AMVR bag, there were a few issues, so I'll take you through those in just a minute. The first thing that I like about the bag is the fact that it comes with a strap, and this is very useful when I'm walking, I'm on the go, especially if I'm not putting all my headsets into one box or one suitcase. This will really be useful for me. So the strap is very well made. It won't break. It's very well, I can try and, whoa, it came off. So you see, you have to really be strenuous and then it comes off. So compared to my other one, so this is one of my favorite ones and it really doesn't come off as much as I want to do it. It's perfect, the quality is still there and it just doesn't come off. So that's the first thing that I look for, something that's really, really strongly built, that's going to last me a long time. In terms of the strap, the biggest difference between an Oculus Quest and let's say a photographer's bag, photographer's bag got it nailed. Why? Because at the top of the straps, they have like a plastic thing. So when you put it on your shoulder, it doesn't slip off. I haven't seen that yet on a bag for the Oculus Quest or the Oculus Go. Do leave a comment below if you have found a bag like that, which has that little bit of paddedness, which is like an anti-slip. This bag has it, this one does have it, but it's a very short strap. So when you put it on, it's okay. You can still use it, but you can't put it above your head. It's too short. And honestly speaking, I prefer putting bags around my, around my shoulder as opposed to on my shoulder. Otherwise it will just fall off because the straps are quite slippery. So the other aspect to a bag that I look at, of course, is how tough is it? And the AMVR is not bad. I mean, it's pretty tough. It's water resistant, so on that front, yeah, no, that's pretty good. But if I compare it to my Raichi bag, which is this one here, this one feels tougher. It just feels a bit more solid. So, but I would have to say that the toughest bag that I bought for the Oculus Quest would have to be this one. I mean, this is really very solid. It's really tough as nails, and it just feels really sturdy. What it doesn't have, this bag, for example, is it only has this, which I think is very similar to the Oculus branded bag. And this, to me, I love the size because I couldn't put it inside of my suitcase. I also bought this other one, which is another brand one. And these are really small, really nice. So I can put them in a suitcase if I'm taking more than 2 headsets. But I would much rather use an AMVR bag if I'm going to be going to a gig, because you would have the strap. So putting the strap on my shoulders is definitely much more useful when I only have 1 or maybe 2 Oculuses. So another aspect, of course, that's really important to me is the inside of the bag itself. So you'll notice with the AMVR bag, there are 2 compartments. The first one is where you put all your controllers and your main Oculus headsets and things like that. And then the other one, you have a pouch here with Velcro. You can put your batteries or some cables or your earbuds or facial replacement as well. So that's quite handy. However, if you compare it to my more professional bag, which is my Raichi bag, you'll see, first of all, it has more space. So that's really handy for me as someone who does events, because I can actually put, it has a zip also, which is different, not Velcro. And then inside I can put like some brochures, I can put more cables, I can put more than just 1 earbud inside. I mean, I can actually put more things in this. So to me, again, this bag is something that works better for my circumstance. However, with the Oculus Go bag, which I bought, this was not sponsored, I really like the AMVR in the sense that it, first of all, it's like a square, which is perfect, which means I can put it on any side in my bag. I don't really have to think, especially when I'm using more than 1 headset. I can just put them all in my suitcase, and I know that it will fit very snug. And inside, it also has 2 compartments. It has a Velcro too, but the Velcro is actually really, it's quite strong. I know that nothing will fall inside. However, with the AMVR case that they sent me, the Velcro area is not very sticky. So when I put things like batteries inside, they tend to roll out and then fall inside of my headset when I'm walking. And that to me is a big no-no, because you know, if it hits my headset, then it could potentially scratch it or something like that. So I'm not very sure about the Velcro inside of this specific bag. But for the Oculus Go one, I know that I have no issue, the batteries don't run. I'm much more confident that this bag is much better for my Oculus Go. So if we compare the Oculus Go AMVR case with my DACit case, which is more my preferred case, it's a bit more professional. You'll notice that there's actually another section with a zipper, which I like. It means that I'm going to be completely assured that nothing's going to come out. And there is a bit more space in this one, even though it's relatively the same size as the AMVR, although the AMVR is actually slightly bigger. My DACit is nice and small, so it's a bit more useful for me when I'm, you know, carrying more than 2 suitcases or 2 VR headsets, and I have to put them inside of the suitcase. However, the difference is that in the DACit one, you can't really put an Xbox S controller compared to the AMVR. If you do like to use your Xbox S controller, there is a compartment here, so that is the difference. But for me, I don't care about the Xbox S controller because I don't use it when I'm using my Oculus Go. The other thing is that the DACit one is actually tougher and harder, although the AMVR one is more of a soft box. It is still waterproof, so you can be assured that at least no water is going to get into your Oculus, so that's a good thing. The short fit case for the Oculus Go, however, is the cheapest and is the first one that I got at the beginning. And the net here, you see, has no Velcro or anything, so I tend not to put anything hard in here, like batteries and things like this. I will not put in the net, but I will put maybe some cloth or things like that. And then also the mold here is very similar to the AMVR case. If the aesthetics of a case is important to you and you really want something that looks cool, then I think that hands down the AMVR for the Oculus Quest will definitely win on that one, because it looks really good. It smells of kind of a PU leathery kind of material, and it also has these kind of silvery looking feet there to protect it when you put it on the floor. It just looks like a really cool case. So I have to say that on that front, AMVR did an awesome job. However, for the Oculus Go, the AMVR one looks completely fine, because to me, aesthetics, it doesn't matter at all. As I told you before, what I care about is all the other aspects of a bag, but it looks pretty good. And I do like the fact that they do put the silver feet also, so that when you put it down, you know, it doesn't scratch the bottom part. So I like that little aspect. I like the detail that they put in their bag. And for the Oculus Go, as I mentioned before, the inside with the Velcro is much stronger than the one on the Oculus Quest. So I'm pretty assured that this is a good bag and that my things inside won't go all over the place inside of my Oculus Go. So this is definitely a very good bag from AMVR. In terms of the size of the bag, for the smaller ones, for the Oculus Quest, well, I mean, even though they look really cool, and I do like the color as well, because you can, you know, choose your own colors, so that might be something that you want as well. But then the inside of these small ones, as you can tell, you know, they already came off, they peeled off, so I know that the quality is not very good. And then also in these ones, there's no net, there's nothing. I can't put batteries inside because they'll move around and they might hit the actual Quest itself. And slotting in and out the controllers on these kind of small little bags like this can actually be a task of itself, which is why, as you can see, the glue actually came off over time. So, you know, I've only had this for about 3 months, so I wasn't happy about that. I would not repurchase these for sure. I would definitely purchase the AMVR instead of these if I was to purchase a new bag. So before I give you my conclusion as to which bag I would buy again after having bought quite a lot and having been sent only that one AMVR bag to review, I do want to talk about other accessories that you may want to consider when you're purchasing your Oculus Go or your Oculus Quest for the very first time, especially as Christmas is coming down. First thing is, if you're not wearing any glasses and you want to have a better feeling around your face, especially having something that you can clean really easily, then definitely buy yourself a few VR cover, facial replacement interface. Buy the slim ones if you have a bigger face, or if you have a flatter face, and buy the round ones, the big puffy ones, if you have a smaller face and more of a curved face. That's generally the experience that I've had and the feedback that I've had from people. If you are someone who wears glasses, then I definitely suggest that you get yourself a pair of AMVR facial replacement interface covers for the Oculus Go or for your Oculus Quest. Now this is because they have built-in holes on the sides which make your glasses fit inside when you put your VR headset on. Everyone has a different face and everyone's going to have a different experience. So some people might go, wow, it's really comfortable, it's amazing, it's really clear inside. And then you pass ahead to someone else and you go, it's still not clear, I can't get it clear. And that's because you don't have the right facial interface cover on your headset. So that's tip number one. The second tip that I have for you, especially if you have an Oculus Quest, is get some SpectraShell or some Oculus branded earbuds. Do go and check the SpectraShell review that I did. They're very good. Since that review, which has been at least a month or two, I've had nothing go wrong with them. I've dropped them so many times. They're very good quality. The bass is amazing, but the gain, they have to tweak the gain. And the noise cancellation is actually pretty good. Just the packaging was completely crap, so I wasn't really sure whether they would last or not last. But I'm actually pretty happy with them, and I have bought more since then, so that's that. However, the Oculus branded ones, which are more expensive, the sound is more balanced, and the noise cancellation is definitely much better when you want to do things like maybe there's a lot of noise outside or indoors, or maybe you're doing it for an event. Then the Oculus branded earbuds are definitely better for those kind of occasions. And then finally, the other accessory that you might want to consider getting that a lot of people are saying actually provide more immersion and just make that experience a bit better is also some things to hold your knuckles so that the controller doesn't fall off when you open the hand. So there are two brands that have been recommended by most people. One of them is called Kiwi, which is a bit cheaper. And then the other one is from AMVR, who actually sent me this and I have to do a review on this. So do subscribe because I'll be doing a review on, especially on these, probably after Christmas. All right, so the winner, my much preferred case that I would buy again after having bought 7 or 8 different cases for the first time and being able to compare them and use them for between almost a year now to today, and then 3 months or 4 months with the Oculus Quest, because of course I was using the Oculus Go before. I have to say that first I want to say thank you very much AMVR for sending me your case and for having the opportunity to review it. Really cool. It's not a bad product, I would say. I would say it's an average product. However, I do prefer your Oculus Go, which I paid for. This was not sponsored. But for me, as a professional in the industry who moves a lot, who has a lot of headsets, who passes it to a lot of people and travels long distances, then the Reichi one is definitely my go-to bag, and it is the bag I would go to again, simply because it's much sturdier, much stronger. Inside it's much more ergonomic. There are zippers everywhere. I know nothing's going to move, and it's just a really fantastic bag for me. For the Oculus Go, however, I would also buy the DAC kit because it's a much more professional bag. Again, it's tougher, and I'm just much happier with this bag. I'm not someone who likes Velcro things. I like to have zipper things inside, so I know nothing's moving and nothing's hitting anything, which is really important to me. However, if I was someone who, wasn't maybe a professional or something like that, then I would probably go with the AMVR because you can actually put an Xbox S controller inside, which you can't do with the DAC kits. But because I don't really care about the Xbox controller, the DAC kit is my #1 case. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. You are awesome. Remember to like and subscribe, share some love so that as more people as possible will get to see this video and we can help more people get into VR. Yeah, because that is what it's all about. All right, until next time, leave a comment below if you've got any questions. I'll reply within a day or two without any worries. Take it easy. And again, DJ, take it away.